From the heartland of America and coast to coast, this is EM Student with Professor Dan Scott.
A person without ethics is a wild beast loosed upon this world. Albert Camus. Good morning and welcome to EM Student. I am Dan Scott. Today we have a guest on the show that once again brings inspiration. Have you ever been disappointed that you have not known someone longer than that you have not had the opportunity to meet them before you did? This next guest brings that out in me. I've only had the pleasure of knowing this person for the past 10 months. And I look forward to learning from her and getting to know her even more. Dr. Andrea Adams is a skilled professional. Dr. Adams holds an MBA, a law degree, and a PhD. She's a licensed attorney in the District of Columbia, California, and Colorado. Dr. Adams helps navigate legal and statistical issues and manage the litigation of employment-related cases. Dr. Adams is a coaching psychologist and has worked as an executive coach with a focus on creating and developing ethical leadership in business. Andrea is a member of the Ethics Support Group of Higher Education Program at FEMA National Emergency Management Institute. It's where I have the pleasure of working with her. And her research interests include ethics in emergency management and data integrity and informed consent. As an ethicist, Andrea's research interest includes professional responsibility and leadership ethics, privacy, and informed consent. Please welcome Dr. Andrea Adams.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And today is Global Ethics Day. And who better to come on the show to talk about this than an ethicist, and not an exorcist, an ethicist, than you. And you have, or I should say we, because we're both in the group, but you have developed a program that we're going to talk about today for inspiring students, and revolves around ethics. Mm-hmm. So we have developed a competition for students to develop a video, correct? Of just tell us about it. So we have a competition that's being put together where students can come out and put that together a video and revolving around ethics. And Andrea, please tell us what you've done.
So what we put together, what we decided to do, we were talking about Global Ethics Day and how we would commemorate it. And we decided, wow, let's do a video competition. And so that brainchild has evolved and evolved and evolved. And now we are announcing on Global Ethics Day a video competition where students can upload a 60-second video. And if they upload a 60-second video, we will have those videos will be voted on by other emergency management professionals and individuals across the globe. And from that competition, we're going to select 8 finalists. And the first prize winner will receive a $1,000 scholarship. Second prize will get $500. Third prize will get $250. And then there will be 5 finalists that'll get an honorable mention of $50. And so we're just real excited to have this program in place. But let me just tell you a little bit about what we hope to do with the competition results. First of all, the Carnegie Council has a program for ethics in international affairs. And we are working with them, and all of the videos, all the finalist videos will be also on their website as well. And I am just pleased to say that they were excited about this competition. And so we have worked together to organize it and make sure that not only is it available to students in the United States, but it'll be available to students across the globe. We actually have a person that works in our subcommittee, Dr. David Etkin, who is in Canada. And so he is also promoting the program there. The other thing that I'll say is that we're going to use the results of the video to inform a course module that we're developing for emergency managers in the higher education program at FEMA. And so we're going to ask students questions. There will be a mandatory survey that all students who participate in the program have to complete. And then we will take that information and we use that information to talk about access and equity issues in emergency management. And that's kind of the focus of the video competition. So Dan, I'll stop right there and let you ask me some questions.
So yeah, the here's the important part is that in a lot of scholarships and a lot of people don't apply for them. They don't go for them. They don't want to compete. So how are we, or how is this different? How are we pushing this out to the student to say, compete, enter, and take your chance at winning this?
Well, so what we have also done is we have encouraged professors who teach ethics and emergency management to encourage their students to participate, because this competition is really not based upon you showing your excellence in some sort of academic way. It's about your creativity. It's about your thinking about ethics with respect to access and equity in such a way that you can be a part of the dialogue with emergency managers. So what we're asking students to do is just tell us what's important on access and equity, not to demonstrate that you know everything, but to inform us, because we're the ones that really need to have your perspective. As well as we believe that your perspective will inform the dialogue in a very unique way. And so that's why we are just really pushing students to apply for this scholarship, upload the video, and then the videos, of course, will be available for all folks to see. We encourage students, you can refer people to vote when it comes time to vote. The voting will take place in March. I didn't say this, but the video competition is open from today until February 28th. Voting, international voting will be in March, and we will announce the winner on April the 1st.
So who's going to get to actually see the videos and make the final decisions?
So what we will do is the voters will, once the videos are in, we will then advertise it to all the people that we know so that they can review the videos and vote. The voting will mean that there will be videos in voting order. The videos that receive the most votes from that group, there will be 12 videos selected. We're only giving away 8 prizes, but we want to have some alternates in case people drop out or something like that. And so what we do is we notify everybody, and then the judges will rank those videos in order. So the judges will say, here's the 8 videos that got the most votes. We're going to rank them in order of 1st to 8th, and then that'll be the prize selection. We also have Deborah Carroll, who is on the Carnegie Council, a representative from the Carnegie Council, who will participate as a judge. And so we're real excited that she's going to be a part of that.
And we'll share and for the link for all those who are interested, we'll share that link today in our show notes, in our comments section, and then we will be posting that in various areas. We're going to have a Facebook page. Am I correct?
Yes, there will be a Facebook page that, so we're working, let me back up a bit. We're working with a company called Wish Pond. I don't know if you've seen them advertised on TV. They advertise a lot. They have been a great partner with us, and they are going to be providing ads on Facebook, and those ads will be running in November and in January. And so what we plan to do, though, is we want everybody, even if you don't want to participate in the competition, to tell students about it and refer students so that we get as many options to run those videos as we can.
So this has always been a concern of mine, and this is why, one of the reasons why I want to advertise it and I want to push it out, is that ethics seems to be one of those areas where it's not heavily studied, and it's not heavy. Even when we take certain courses, it's usually the smallest section. and right along with the stress management. And those are two of the most important things that you can incorporate. So how are we? Let me ask this question too before I move on. But is it just for ethics and emergency management, or is it in ethics in general that we are allowing students to come in and post these videos?
Actually, we have broadened it. We want students in emergency management, but we've also broadened it to students who are interested in ethics or who have an interest in emergency management. And we're not just looking for the academic group, to the extent that you are an artist and you're interested in ethics and emergency management is something you have a passion for. We're interested in anybody who has an interest in it to give us some perspective, which is what we're really seeking through the videos.
So, and that leads me back to what my original thought was, is that, we think about, well, ethics is, knowing the difference between what's right and wrong, but it's our actions, right? It's how we, not only, it's not just knowing what's right or wrong, it's acting in accordingly manner, right? So how are we pushing this to our fellow practitioners and educators to say, look, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
To get those students to understand why it's important?
So in a couple ways. So the ethics special interest group that we are both a part of is really seeking to ingrain and embed ethics, not just as an afterthought, but as a forethought, as a decision-making tool in every decision that gets made around emergency management. We believe as a group that, ethics is generally like this add-on at the end. Oh, and oh, by the way, did you do it ethically? And what we want people to start to consider is what is the foundation of how we should approach a decision with respect to that. And so this notion of this little piece that we pulled out, access, which is related to distribution of resources, and equity, which is not equality, but it is letting people understand from their own perspective, what do they need in their community, and making sure that they're able to choose that. We want that dialogue to be expanded. And so by hosting this competition, as we are contacting other instructors and other institutions, universities, and talking to them about it, we want them to use this as a way to embed that in everything that they do regarding emergency management. So that's kind of our passion toward that. And it's also what we're seeking to highlight through the competition.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest key, right? Is educating and making the notification, allowing people to see that what's available to them. And this competition is a great way to do that. You have done an amazing job setting this up, by the way. I think the work you did on this and we went from something doing a competition to now we're in partnerships, we got scholarships, and now we have social media, and it's an amazing thing. And I thank you so much for the work you've done on this, and thank you so much for the contribution that you make in our ethics groups. I think it's amazing, and I'm so glad that you're a part of it.
Well, thank you. And I want to give a shout out to our subcommittee too. Dr. Sandy Smith, Dr. Dave Etkin, Dr. Elisa Provencio, and Professor Jude Cole. All of those folks have really worked with me tirelessly to get this competition off the ground. And our work is not done yet. We've kind of done the first part of it. And so the second part is to just, beat the streets and get people to join the competition. And, to the extent that we are very successful, the goal would be to have a competition next year and to have it all the time, because you can't really embed ethics with kind of one shot. You've got to continue to kind of beat that drum so people kind of get it in their minds. And so we're hoping that we are wildly successful so that we can talk somebody else into helping us do it again next year.
Yeah, I'm very much on that same page with you. I think it'd be great to have this established and grow each year, not only in the amount of individuals that take part in it, but the reward system of scholarships that we could potentially give to students who are definitely I mean, as a student myself, in
You
need
know,
of that finance
yeah,
of the aid in their
yes,
financial future.
yeah.
So I want to give I want to transition a little bit to you are a professor and you teach ethics. So I want to give you time to talk about your program and how people can find the program and learn more from you.
So I am a professor at the University of the District of Columbia. That's in Washington, D.C. And I teach in the Master's in Homeland Security program. And it is a 2-year program. And I teach ethics and leadership. It's a required course that I teach. And I've been teaching that for several years. And I also teach in the undergraduate administration of justice program. I teach a class called Ethics in Public Service. One plug I can give for UDC is that we are much less expensive than other universities, and we are a historically Black college, but we're situated in the nation's capital. So the kinds of resources and access that we have is great. We have partnerships with the Department of Homeland Security. And we have partnerships with other agencies that are in the federal government. And so it gives students an opportunity to not just be in the university setting, but take advantage of all these partnerships that we've already established over the years. And so the Crime, Justice, and Security Department has been just really fortunate to have a lot of students who are, mid-career students who are working in the programs that we're talking about. And so there's a richness of information that the students provide to us as we teach them. And so it's just a great environment for students. And one of the things that we are doing is we're building a lot of our courses online. And so the ethics and leadership class that I teach, I built that to an online course. And so those kinds of courses are available to students. And so it's a blessing to be working there. We have a great group of faculty. And I would just encourage students to look into that if they're interested in emergency management.
So let me ask, is it strictly in resident or is it online as well?
It is in resident. We are working toward it being online. What we've been doing though is we've been converting courses to online. And so to the extent that we can convert courses to online, even if students, for a year, students may be able to in the future just take that first year or something like that as an online course. But it's really great for students who are in the area and who are working full time because a lot of the classes are in the evening anyway. And so we structured that specifically for the students that we are looking to include.
Very good. Yeah, I think that, yeah, well, anybody that gets to learn from you is going to be inspired and get some great experience. But let me ask this: if someone wants to contact you, Dr. Adams, how do they get a hold of you?
You can just send me an email to my email address is andrea .adams@udc.edu.
And we can
So
share that
Andrea Adams,
information in our notes too.
yeah,
So, yeah.
that would be great if you could share that out. I would be happy to hear from anybody that's interested, especially if you're interested in being a student, and also if you want some more information about the Global Ethics Day scholarship celebration that we're doing.
And you're gonna hear more about that the scholarship that we're pushing out, and and our goal is to get as many students to participate in that competition, and even more than that is to get professors, get educators to promote this to their students. We've ultimately we've partnered with FEMA in this, and we're going to be helping with getting some advertising that way, getting some information out that way. But yes, the this is a great opportunity for those who are out there who well, number one, want to learn more about ethics or have a desire to be an ethicist. And I mean, and that in itself is a big undertaking. It's more, there's a lot more that goes to it than you might think. As I said earlier, it's not necessarily about just knowing what the difference between right and wrong is, right? So
Yeah,
much in it.
ethics is such an interesting area because it has foundations in philosophy, it has foundation in religion, it has foundations in different disciplines, and yet, um, and we know it's something that we need to have be a part of who we are, and yet we don't really teach it. One of the first things I do for my students is I give them this moral characteristics exercise to try to say, what do you value most? And it's interesting that students are often shocked at what they select. And then when they get challenged on it, it's really not sometimes what they mean. And so, it starts understanding what your values are and then adopting practices that support those values. And hopefully, those values are the norms that we have articulated in society. And if they're not, then that becomes something that students and everyone needs to wrestle with in terms of figuring out how they make decisions.
Very, very good. And so just to clarify, the ethics and leadership that you teach is online for those who are interested.
Yeah, it's an online. I can teach it both hybrid, online, and in person. So for those who are interested, yes.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to come on and talk with us about this. As I tell everyone who's on, your time is the most important thing you can give somebody, and I appreciate you giving some to me and to everyone today. And the time that you gave to developing this scholarship program is invaluable. You and your team and the team of those who were involved on the ethics subcommittee for this is amazing. And all I can do is say thank you for
Oh,
that.
we're so excited for the program. So thank you. And you're not counting yourself in, but you're in too.
Well, I appreciate that. No, yeah, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right. So as we wrap up, I just want to say, ethics is a very important thing, and it's not as simple as just knowing what the difference between what right and wrong is. Take the time to really study and implement ethics, morals, and values in what you do every day as a student, as a person. Take a look at the link. Go on there if you're interested. Share it with somebody who may be interested. Push this out. It is a great opportunity, and those most scholarships aren't really sought after. So if you don't take the opportunity, that you're guaranteed a no. You're guaranteed not to win. Take the chance. Submit a video and contribute to the world of ethics. I'm Dan Scott, and I'll talk to you soon.